Namaskar. So we're going to do a quick video as to how to tie your ghungroos in the right way. I'm going to show you two ways of tying two types of ghungroos that we use here at Nritya Natya Academy. One type of ghungroo is this, which is called as bomukhi ghungroo. Has two petals, okay, and is very heavy. The other kind is the four petal ghungroo, chomukhi. So these are the two ghungroos. The domoki ghungroos are much heavier than the chomukhi ghungroos. We use both of these ghungroos in Kathak predominantly. My guru, Dr. Padma Shri Roshan Kumari ji, we always encouraged us to use the domukhi ghungroos for several reasons over the chomukhi ghungroos. So we follow the tradition of the domukhi ghungroos here at Nritya Natya Academy. I'm going to show you both of them. First, tying these ghungroos in the right way. Why is it so important to tie your ghungroos in the right way? First and foremost, it gives you ultimate confidence while dancing. If they are tied in a nice way, not too tight, not too loose, they actually give a lot of balance to you, a lot of confidence to you as a dancer, because you are one thing definitely you are completely carefree about is your ghungroos coming off on stage. Secondly, that just actually in a class setup wastes time when a ghungroo comes off. So you're spending that much time to tie it again. You're wasting the entire class's time. If you tie it properly, it will not come off, and of course it will give you a nice non-stop practice. The third and very important point is it gives you a very good balance. If they are loose, if they are too tight, the balance and the posture can actually get disturbed. So it's very important to tie them in a proper way, in a nice way, to know exactly how tight to tie them. So the more you tie, the more you do your riyas, tying your ghungroos will of course give you the confidence of exactly what is right for you. So I'll be sharing lots of aspects of tying these ghungroos. And I personally feel, and I think a lot of Kathak dancers would agree with me, that tying ghungroos is actually a sort of a meditative process. So having said that, let's see how to tie the ghungroos. First, we will do the chomukhi ghungroos. So before we go on tying the ghungroos, what is very, very important to know is the padding that requires. Now, Nritya Natya Academy, in fact, I have designed this padding on my own. Where does this come from? This actually comes from an adaptation of a padding that we used to use ages ago at Roshan Didi's place. I've used some padding material inside, and I made sure it is at a good dimension and all of that. And it's very essential to wear padding, again, for a few various reasons. First is your ankle needs that good protection, good support. Secondly, you should not feel the rope or the ghungroo directly through the leggings or directly on your skin. Absolutely not. So it's nice and red, and the way it's designed, it looks very pretty, especially with the frill at the end, and works for normal class practices, but it also works for your performance. This is my right leg. I'm going to first tie the domukhi ghungroo on my right leg. So I'm going to take the edge which has no ropes to it. So whenever you go to your dance class, you should wear proper attire, and your leggings should cover your ankles. I'm telling you this ghungroo setup for a Kathak class. Then you take the edge which has no rope, put it on the ankle first. Now notice how I'm tying it so that the bottom edge of the frill is almost to the end of my feet. The frill is made for a reason, and it has to be all the way at the top. Hold that edge firmly and pull with your left hand the other side of the padding and rotate it around. Now you have to hold that again over your ankle, okay, with your left hand. With the right hand, rotate this, okay. Now there are two ropes on the top and then two ropes at the bottom. I'm going to take the two ropes on the top and go around, okay. Take one of the ropes, go on the other side, and then tie it firmly here. Now if the rope should be long enough to go on the other side and tie another knot. If it is not long enough to do that, you can actually tie the flower knot, or I don't know what you call it, but you can tie this kind of a knot here and put the ends, very important again, put the ends and tuck them inside the sides. Now, I know it seems really slow right now, but once you get used to doing this, you will do it much faster. Same thing with the bottom ones. Okay, and then tuck them inside here and tuck the loose ends in. So now this is nice and snug and tight. Okay, now comes the ghungru. Take one end of the ghungru. Now this is a little weird, different way of tying than the traditional way. But this is a way that I have developed how to tie these ghungroos. Now first of all, if you look at the padding that I have designed, there are these seam lines that you will see on the padding. They're very faint, but you will see that there are stitch lines on these paddings. There are 3 parts to this padding. 1 part, 2 part, 3 part and 4 part. The 3 parts, the bottom 3 parts is where the ghungroos should sit. The top 1 part is where the rope can come or nothing will happen basically. If there is extra rope, then that's what will happen. But I want you to start tying the ghungroos from the bottom where the thread is. Okay, below that, you put the ghungru end on the left side here. Now, you have the end of the ghungru. I want you to take it up all the way. See that? Take it up all the way here and rotate it on top of the padding. Top of the padding. And tuck it inside the top of the padding. You see this? This is how it should be. Now you put one finger here, hold this end and start rotating your ghungru over this vertical rope that you see. Okay, so you start rotating the ghungroos in a tight fashion. Okay, now mine are 150, they are a little big. So they might exceed my padding, but if yours are small, then they should be done within 6 circles or 4 circles or whatever it is. Okay, so mine will actually come all the way. Okay, so now when I'm done putting this, every time I rotate the ghungroos, I am pushing them down. Start at the right height. So hold this end, loosen where you tucked your first thread end, loosen that, okay, take the circle out and now pull on it, so it gets this end where you started to tie the ghungroos gets pulled, and now rotate. Now you have both the ends on the top and now you rotate. Now of course, as I said, I have less padding remaining, but your ghungroos should probably end here and you will have that last seam of padding remaining for your ropes to be. So you don't want the ropes to be on your leggings, okay? And so you just like wrap them around and you tie the ropes. Now how do you tie the ropes? Of course, you tie them comfortably tight. Do not do them loose, otherwise they will all loosen, okay? Not too tight, okay? But this will only come with experience. And then the way you put the knots is you have to do a double knot. You have to do double or triple knot depending on how much length is left, and then you have to tuck both of these inside the rope around it. Okay, and this is how you will tie the ghungroos. When I'm performing a lot of times, and I like to give you this tip, is I wear the ankle pad on my skin first. I will, whatever my costume is, my legging is, usually has a little room here. I pull it up as much as possible and then I put my ankle pad or the, if I'm wearing the domoki, I usually have double padding. I'll put that and then I'll first put this padding. Again, snug it, pull it, okay, top one first, okay, rotate. Okay, there's no hard and fast rule about where to start and all that, but I usually start at the ankle, so I get double padding on my ankle. I pull down my legging on the padding like this. So it's the same thing. Again, this is more of the aesthetics that I do a lot of times. Now we'll be doing the tying of domukhi ghungroos. Make sure you store them nicely and keep them properly, and this will definitely give a long life to your ghungroos. You take one end of the ghungroo, do the same thing. Now the beauty is it has nice this plate braid that's there, which will guide you to tie the ghungroos. Same concept that I have learned is I put it again in the last seam, okay, last section of my red padding, and then what I'll do here is I'll take the end of the rope all the way in the top, just like how I did with the other one. Now because my legging is on the top, it is a little tricky to tuck it in, but where there's a will, there's a way, and you tuck it in. Now you have to hold the braid. In this you have to hold the braid, hold the circle. Do not untie the circle, okay? Untie the circle as you rotate yourself. Rotate the ghungroos around your leg, okay? So uncircle the circle, I guess. Lack of better words. And then make sure you push the braid and layer them one on top of each other. Again, making it tight, making sure the braid sits nicely one on top of each other, and see how beautiful they look. And for these, I think I have a little bit longer rope than what's necessary. You don't need such a long rope. And then I took the other end out, which was tucked in. Now I have to pull the same thing, pull that end, and then just do the double knot like the other one. Again, as I said, I just have too much of a long ends to tie. I'll just tie a couple of knots or 3 knots or whatever, and then I will make sure that the ends are nicely tucked inside. And now they should be nice. They should not be too tight, not too loose. This is how you would tie your ghungroos. They look good. They feel good. And they can create the sound I want. Of course, the sound of this is different. Sound of this is different. There you go.